This is probably going to be a not so interesting video for some people again, but if you're in Tasmania you should watch a bit of this. Now, Hydro Tasmania, they're our energy provider for the whole states generally. They use hydro electricity, hence their name. They've got some big problems at the moment, and it stems from the government for nearly 22 months straight. Not all that long ago. The previous government, before they changed about 12 months ago. And their game was to export as much electricity as they could when the carbon tax first came in. So when we first got the carbon tax, they, because we're carbon neutral, well, classed as renewable because of the hydropower, they were sending as much power as they could over to Victoria, as opposed to Victoria burning brown coal. So they spent 22 months exporting as much as they could, even to the point where they were below their so-called minimum threshold, which was 35%. And in their infinite wisdom decided that they would just get rid of their backup with the Tamar Valley Power Station. Now, it's a combined gas cycle steam turbine, and yeah, they disassembled part of it and had it ready for auction to basically sell parts of the plant off, as our energy minister and the parliament then thought it wasn't necessary anymore. Since then, we had a very dry winter with a lot of snow and a lot of frosts, so not a lot of it made it back to the dams. When snow melts, majority of it melts and stays somewhere close to where it melted on top of a hill, rather than going all the way back to where it should have been. So we're in a predicament. And one of the things is we've got 18.9% current energy storage, which is 2,735 gigawatt hours in storage, supposedly. Now, something I've only just learnt: as soon as we get down to 6%, hydropower doesn't work anymore. The height of the water, by the time we get to 6%, is not high enough in the storages to run the hydro turbines. Realistically, the lower it gets, the less efficient the turbines become, because the head pressure drops. Now, plumber by trade, I'm telling you that head pressure is important for many things, and gravity plays a big part in helping with hydro. So that 18.9% is really only 12.9%, because the last 6% is useless. So we've got nearly 13%. Now, we had a huge rain, like flash flooding, terrible, heaps and heaps and heaps of rain, like 180, 200 mil in the local area last Thursday and Friday, so a week ago. And that stopped the actual percentage of storage going up or going down at all. It held it steady. Now, that's alright. So that bought us a week, all that rain, so we didn't get that much out of it, but we bought us a week, and, well, more than anything, it filled up a lot of the locals' water tanks and things like that live out of town. But it did damage to the farms and the crops. So, small wins, small losses, you know. On the 29th of January, Hydro Tasmania released a statement saying that they're going to bring in diesel generation. So, in response to a combination of several months of unprecedented low inflows and an extended Basslink outage, Basslink's our interconductor between Victoria and Tasmania, which we can import and export electricity through. That's failed. They can't work out what's wrong with it. They're still looking. Hydro Tasmania has secured diesel generating units to supplement the existing on-island generation capacity. First stage, the contingency generation strategy is underway, with 24 megawatt of diesel generation being progressively delivered to Tasmania from today, the 29th of January. It comprises of approximately 40 shipping containers, each of the 24 generators units housed in its own shipping container, and another 16 containers delivered, housing the supporting equipment. So it'll be controls and transformers and things like that to connect them up. They've got to go through a big approval process, both technical and environmental, prior to being able to actually switch the diesel generators on. It's expected the units will be ready to operate by early March. So today is the first week of February. It's February the 5th. Nearly February the 6th, it's late. They're also working to secure a further 34 megawatts of diesel generation if the additional generation units required would be available to supplement on-island hydro, wind and gas generation. So they've got a few contingency plans. Big diesel gen sets. Today in the Examiner, which is the statewide newspaper, homes to be spared of power cuts. So they don't have enough power. It's pretty simple. Island's running out. Two biggest electricity users in the state, Bell Bay Aluminium and Temco, have been forced to ration their power usage. Now, Bell Bay Aluminium's only just been ramping up production since last year. So last May, I believe it was, they ramped up production to do an extra 4,000 tonnes of aluminium, which is a good quality product. I've driven past the yard, I've seen it down in Bell Bay. They smelter aluminium. They announced on Thursday they've come to an agreement with Hydro Tasmania to reduce their consumption by 10% for up to 5 months. Now that's 30 megawatt, apparently, so they say. They're now also talking to the Hobart zinc smelter, NiStar. Similar talks in rationing, and a range of options are currently being considered, they say. The main man, Wayne Bald from Hydro Tasmania, says it's a reasonable ask that the major users be asked to help sort the energy situation. And they claim it's not a finger-pointing game. Well, I can tell you they should be pointing fingers, because if they were to be pointing fingers, they'd know where they screwed it up. Everyone needs to know where they screwed it up, and the problem is half the local people don't understand what's actually going on at the moment. So there you go. So Hydro Tasmania are going to bust out the diesel generators. They're going to slow down Bell Bay Aluminium, which is that and Temco are the biggest users of energy in the state, and the zinc smelter in Hobart. So three biggest users. They're going to descale their operations, and they've already said that Bell Bay Aluminium will be firing some of its subcontractors, laying them off for the term of their down. So they're killing their production by 10%. That's a lot in a big company. 10% is about 4,000 tonne a year. 4,000 tonne of aluminium product. Now, there's no actual updates on Basslink. That's an old one. 27th of January. They still don't know. So energy security is currently a big issue. Big issue. And they're all burying their head in the sand a bit about it. To the point where it's even a little bit hard to follow where it's gone wrong. The news program in Tasmania, Southern Cross News, it's our local news. Just pulled an episode that they put up on the 27th, I believe, 27th of January, because they said something they mustn't have been allowed to say about the whole thing, and I can't actually find that on their website anymore. It's gone. Normally you can watch like up to 6 months ago, no worries normally, and watch the news again. Just looking for any more about the power in the Examiner. They're pretty good, but like all media, they kind of keep it not real technical. And between you and me, we know that I like things being a bit technical, telling you some actual statistics. But anyway, we're currently going down the gurgler, running out of power by almost 2% a week. So we've currently got 18.9% at the moment. And we divide that by 2, gives us 9.45 weeks. But you remember I said that 6% is not there, so 18.9 minus 6%. So we only got 12.9, and we divide that by 2. We've got 6.5 weeks worth of energy left in hydro storage, just as a round number. That is scary. That's bugger all. That's nothing. Now we're in February, so it's still summer. So there's no rain expected. There's no rain forecast in the weather forecast for the next week that they called it out. There is also hot weather, air conditioners going, cool stores are working harder, but like solar's obviously helping. Grid tie solar everywhere. My neighbours have got grid tie. The neighbours up next to them have got grid tie. I've got a small solar set up on my big battery bank in the shed. That's not a grid tied, it's just standalone. So there is alternatives, but they're pushing everyone into contracts, and because the carbon tax is gone, because they knocked it back out of Parliament, everyone's getting pushed into these cheap contracts for their power, which means they're because they're getting pushed into contracts, they're offering 4 cents a kilowatt, as opposed to the 25 or 27 cents a kilowatt it costs to buy it at peak. So because of that, we obviously don't have as many people connecting anymore. At one stage we had everyone jumping on the bandwagon, and that's what all these solar setups were done like 5 years ago, because they were offering 28 cents buyback. Now we don't get that. We don't get the buyback. We've got some wind turbines up in the far northwest. It's not a bad website, like, don't get me wrong, they're not idiots or anything. But a bit of greed's the thing that's caused the biggest issue. So this is the system I'm in, the Mersey Forth system. And the Mersey Forth has got Roe Allen Power Station, Fisher Power Station, the Paragana Mini Hydro Station, Clementine Power Station, Wilmot, Safana, Devil's Gate, and Paluna. Paluna's the closest one to me. It's a 30 megawatt, and there is a video of me in Paluna's power station. If you look back a bit. And there you go, this shows where the lakes come from. Top one's Lake Mackenzie, goes through a pumping station, goes down a tunnel into the Fisher Power Station. Lake Rowan goes into a power station, goes all into Paragana. They all come together there. It goes into the Clementine Power Station, drops into the Forth River, and the Dove River drops into that as well. Lake Sathana goes through the Wilmot Power Station. Lake Gardner's got a little one on it, not worth mentioning. It's an intake down to the Devil's Gate Dam Power Station, and down to the Paluna Station and out to sea. So there's 7 of them. This gives them the ability to let go of water from up top and let it run downstream until they get to the bottom, to fill the bottom one up. Roe Allen's only fairly small, it's 10 megawatt, 46 megawatt up at Fisher. Pygana's 0.75, that's only 750 kilowatt hours. 54 at Clementine, that's quite a big power station, good spot. 32 up at Wilmot, it's piped quite a long way to Wilmot. 100 megawatt at Sathana. So Sathana's quite a reasonable power station. Bit of a photo of the dam wall. The spillway and the tunnel down into it. Love to go and have a look in Sathana one day. 63 megawatt at the Devil's Gate, that's also very close, that's not far away. This flows into Lake Paluna, which is the closest to me. There you go, it's a construction video, look at that. I wonder how many people died building this, it'd be ridiculous. There's the top of her, as you can see it's a concave dam. I've actually got probably better photos than that I've taken myself up at Lake Barrington. Lake Barrington's famous because it's a rowing course. Shows a bit of the curvature of the massive dam wall. I've actually walked down there and had a look. Hey, there you go, there's the crest. And then you're down at Paluna. Well, Paluna's, yeah, about 25 kilometres away from here. Big spillway. Now 4 years ago we had big rains and that spilled and spilled and spilled for days, and like the ground shook around the place. I got a bit of videography from Paluna a couple of months back. They had open tours. I wish they'd do more of that kind of shit because it's cool. There's also the old Waddenmana power station. It's not commissioned anymore. They stopped that in the 60s or 70s at this museum. But yeah, the other problem is all the boat ramps are getting changed, and that's the reason for that is because the water's getting so far away they can't get into the water. It's terrible. Anyway, the video's gone on long enough. If you're still here, thanks for watching. I'm going to keep you updated on what's happening with the energy situation, because yeah, we've got 12.9% technically and dropping. It's not good. I'd love to have a power wall made out of lithium batteries ready to go by now, but I don't have that. I do have a nice 4-stroke generator and a bit of fuel stored, but look, we're going to see how we go. It's not good. It's chronic mismanagement by our government and a cash grab by the carbon credits and things like that they were trying to get hold of. we're all going to have to live with it if it all goes wrong. A lot of friends of mine own businesses in this state. Obviously, my boss is a good friend of mine as well. Has a plumbing business. It's going to affect our office. Another good mate's got a cafe. It's going to affect them. All their gear's electric. And another friend's got a tyre power business, and it's going to affect him. Like he can't do anything without his hoists and his rattle guns. Like, yeah, and his tyre machines and all his gear, no air. Yeah, big issue. Sanitation goes out the window. There's nowhere to pump the sewer to. Fresh water goes out the window. There's no way to get the water to the place. Like, they've all got backup diesel generators, but look, if it comes to it and they're running the big 24 kilowatt diesel generators, like with 24 megawatts, sorry, not kilowatt. I'm not worried about kilowatts in size. They start running these 24 megawatt diesel generators, and they've brought down by the time they go through and run all of them, diesel's going to be at a premium as well. But let's just hope it rains. Alright, thanks for watching.